Jamil Jaffer joins us now. He's the founder and executive director of the National Security Institute and former associate White House counsel to President George W. Bush. Jamil, good morning.
Nick, thanks for having me on.
Oh, I'm glad to have you here. First of all, Happy New Year. And, it seems as though we're already starting talking about how difficult this conflict remains. You mentioned in Isabel's report, caught by surprise with these comments and the idea that Israel may be pulling some of those reservists back. Was that a surprise announcement to you as well?
Well, I think so. I think it was surprising because, as you know, and as Isabel pointed out, Israel continues to fight aggressively there, both in the north and the south, although they've focused more attention, as Isabel was noting, there in Khan Yunis, in that southern city. But the surprise move to pull troops out suggests that Israel is entering a new phase of this war. They're going to focus on more targeted operations, really focused on Hamas leadership, as they've recently killed two major Hamas leaders. But there still remains significant threats, as Isabel pointed out, given the rocket fire that's taking place into Israel just over the last couple of days.
And Jamil, we've talked about the massive firepower that Israel has put on Hamas, and particularly in that region of Gaza. Is Israel being effective?
Well, look, they're killing, obviously, a lot of Hamas fighters. They're killing a lot of terrorists there that have attacked Israel in the past. That's an important part of this. At the same time, there are concerns about civilian casualties. Now, what's happening here is that Israel is doing its level best to avoid civilian casualties because, of course, they know that undermines their ability to continue to prosecute this war. They know that Hamas gains for every woman or child or civilian that dies. And so Israel's doing its level best to minimize those civilian casualties. But in a place like Gaza, where people are so tightly packed in, it's going to be very difficult. And I think that's in part why you see this new shift to more focused operations, focused on Hamas leadership where they can identify them.
Jamil, I'm glad you said that because I know that you're not afraid to necessarily criticize Israel and the tactics that they're using. Do you believe they are doing their best to minimize civilian casualty, particularly because we've talked about how densely packed and populated those areas of Gaza are? Oh, move further south, then more bombardment. It seems as though civilians cannot escape the war power.
This is a real challenge in this conflict because you've got 2 million people packed into just Gaza City alone. Now they've moved a number of them south. But now the fight, because Hamas realizes what's happening, they're moving south as well. They're launching attacks, as we've just seen there from the south. We saw terrorist rockets launched from Khan Yunis itself, that city in the south where the attacks are being leveled from. Now, what you have to think about this from Israel's position is, look, they know that there is no benefit to killing civilians. They understand that, in fact, to the contrary, it harms them and benefits Hamas to kill civilians. And that's why I think they are doing their best to avoid casualties, civilian casualties, because if they weren't, they simply wouldn't be acting rationally. And while you might argue, well, there's some bloodthirstiness going on because of all the deaths that happened in Israel, Israel waited. It took its time before it went in. So the idea somehow that Israel is not going to try to be cautious here, I think, is wrong-headed. I think they're doing their level best. But in a war like this, civilian casualties are going to happen. And unfortunately, we've seen altogether too many in this conflict thus far.
Jamil, I've got one more question for you before I let you go. I know your time is limited. What's considered an unprecedented collaboration? The UK military will now join the U.S. to prepare strikes on Houthi targets either in the Red Sea or in Yemen. Walk us through what that could actually look like. And could that raise tensions even further?
Well, there's no doubt. Look, Iran backs Hamas. They've long been backing the Houthi rebels in Yemen. They have unleashed the Houthi rebels on shipping in the Red Sea, on American ships. Now we've seen actual active attacks against these American ships that we fired back. We sunk those 3 ships. But this is why it's so critical that we have to push back now before this thing gets any hotter. If we don't hit the Houthis directly and, frankly, make Iran itself pay a price for what its proxies are doing, we're going to continue to see this kind of fight. This war could very much expand, and that's a real problem, Nick.
And handling it there helps to prevent us from being drawn into a deeper conflict.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Jamil Jaffer. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and Happy New Year to you and your family.
Happy New Year. Thanks, Nick.